Hello students, welcome to the course Circuit Theory and Network. Already we have seen how to solve the electrical circuit by using the nodal analysis method. Today we will see how we can solve different complicated electrical circuit by using this nodal analysis method. It means if the circuit contains a voltage source, current source, as well as several dependent voltage source and current source also, then how we can solve it. Okay. So let's see. The procedure will be as the previous one. The same procedure we have to follow, but some tricks are there. And if you follow these things, and you can solve any of the circuit. Okay. Okay. So let's see. So now, first this is our circuit. Our circuit consists with 4 different resistance, 1 independent current source, and 1 dependent current sources are there. So basically at the first time whenever you are looking for this circuit, it's very problematic to solve this circuit. I think you are thinking about that it's really very tough one. Don't worry, it's not like that. It's very easy and very simple things are there. So first we have to find out the number of nodes. It means whatever the procedure we have seen in our last video lecture, so the same procedure we will follow over here also. So first find out the total number of nodes. So how many numbers of nodes are there? Obviously the number of nodes are there are 4. So 4 different nodes are there. So it means here is one node. We have considered the node number 0, node number 1, node number 2, and node number 3. So total 4 nodes are there. Among these 4 different nodes, only one node can be considered as a reference node. That's your choice. You can consider any of the node as a reference node. That's your choice. And we have considered we are considering this node as a reference node having a 0 potential, and the remaining node means node 1, node 2, and node 3. Let's put an unknown voltage for these remaining nodes. So it means let's consider a unknown voltage V1 for this node 1 and unknown node voltage V2 for the node 2, and let's put the unknown node voltage V3 for this node 3. Okay. Now our aim will be, you have to put the amount and the direction of current for each and every branch corresponding to all non-reference node. So how many non-reference nodes are here? Total there are 4 numbers of nodes. We have considered one node as a reference one, that is the ground one, that is the reference node, and the non-reference nodes are this one, and this one. So this non-reference node connecting the branches, 3 different branches. So now let's put the direction of current and the amount of current. So we have put it the first these upper branches where the current we have considered I1 current, that is going out from this node. Similarly we have considered that as this branch, at this branch considered a current source only. So we have considered there is a current of 3 ampere, and we know that if the branches consist with a current source only, then the current source will be, the values of this current for this branch will be the values of the current source. So 3 ampere, and here the current that we have considered from left to right, we have considered the Ix amount of current. Similarly for this node, already we have considered this Ix amount of current. Similarly we have considered I3 amount of current is up to down, I2 amount of current is again left to right, and for this node 3, it means where the voltage is V3, already we have considered this I2 current is left to right, and already we have considered that this I1 current is going out from this node 1 and going into the node 3. So this I1 current is going into this node 3, and here is given that the 2Ix amount of current, this is our the dependent current source, and this current source value is dependent upon this Ix. Ix is nothing but a current of this portion. So as it's given in our question, so you can't change it. So let's put it 2Ix amount of current is over here and Ix current is over here. So all the branches, now all the branches having different amount of current that we have considered, and the direction of current also over there. Now what is the next thing? The next thing is that we have to apply the KCL for all non-reference node. So non-reference node means the node 1, node 2, and this node 3. Okay, so for node 1, so what is this node 1? The node 1, this is the node 1 where we have considered the voltage is V1. Node 2 we have considered the voltage V2. Node 3 we have considered the voltage V3. So now we are concentrating about this node 1, it means where the voltage is V1. This node 1 connecting with 3 different branches, and 3 different branches connect having the current of I1, having the current of Ix, and having the current of this 3 ampere current. So which current is incoming? 3A, 3 ampere current that is going into the node. Ix amount of current that is going out from this node, going out from this node. I1 amount of current going out from this node. So as per KCL, summation of all incoming current is equals to summation of all outgoing current. So the incoming current is only 3 ampere, so incoming current is 3, is equals to summation of all outgoing current. It means I1 and Ix, I1 plus Ix. So this is our first basic equation. Now we have to put, or we have to convert this amount of current in terms of voltage and resistance. How we can convert? We know I1 current that is originated from this node number 1 and it's going to the node number 3. So obviously if the current starts from its journey from the node having the voltage of V1 to the node having a voltage of V3, then obviously we know that that current always flows from higher potential to lower potential. So obviously we can say in place of this I1 we can write I1 in terms of voltage potential difference divided by resistance. It means potential difference is V1 minus V3 divided by the resistance is 4. So look over here, 3 ampere is over here is equals to I1. In place of I1 we can write V1 minus V3 divided by 4. That's written over here. Similarly, in place of Ix, Ix means this current flows from the voltage point V1 to the voltage point V2. If it flows from voltage point V1 to V2, so we can write Ix is equals to V1 minus V2 divided by the resistance of this path, that is 2 ohm. So we have completed our node 1 equation for this node 1. Now let's go for the node number 2. So if we go for the node number 2, how many branches are connected over there? 3 different branches are connected over there. These branches of 2 ohm resistance, branches of 4 ohm resistance, and branches of 8 ohm resistance. Now for this node 2, what is the voltage of this node 2? That is V2. What are the currents which are coming into these nodes? That is the Ix amount of current. And what are the current which are going out from this node? That is I3 and I2 amount of current. So what will be the KCL? KCL means for a particular node the summation of all incoming current is equal to the summation of all outgoing currents. So incoming current is your Ix and is equals to your outgoing current is I2 and I3. So we can write Ix is equals to I2 plus I3. Now Ix, this branch Ix current is in this branch, the branch contains only the resistance, and this Ix current is flowing from the voltage point V1 to the voltage point V2. So what will be the values of Ix? We can write in place of this Ix, that is V1 minus V2 divided by 2. Similarly, in place of I2 current is flowing from V2 voltage point to V3 voltage point. This I2 current is flowing through the only this resistance. So we can write in place of I2 we can write V2 minus V3 divided by this 8. Similarly, in place of I3, now what will be the values of I3? I3 current is flowing from V2 voltage point to ground point having the 0 reference point. So this I3 we can write V2 minus 0 divided by 4. Similarly, we have to go for the node of 3. So let's go for node 3. So node 3, how many currents are there? How many branches are there? First 3 branches. These branches, and these another branches are there. These another branches are there. So 3 different branches are there. So what are the current? Current is I1, I2 and 2Ix amount of current. So which current is going into the node? I1 current is going into the node, I2 current is going into the node, and Ix current, 2Ix amount of current that is going out from this node, right? So as per KCL, can we write that summation of all incoming current, it means I1 plus I2 is equals to summation of all outgoing current, it means twice of Ix? Yes, we can write it. So we have written I1 plus I2 is equals to twice of Ix. Now in place of I1, just like the previous one, we can write I1 is equals to, I1 has been started from V1 and it's going to V3 voltage point, so we can write I1 is equals to V1 minus V3 divided by 4. Similarly I2 is equals to V2, I2 current is from this V2 to V3, so in place of I2 we can write V2 minus V3 divided by this 8. Now it's a current dependent current source. Current dependent current source, whatever the source is, as it's a current source, whether it's dependent or independent, if any branch consists with a current source, then this branch current will be always the same amount of current. It means it will be twice Ix obviously will be there. Now again we know the values of Ix, already we have find out the values of Ix. So what is the values of Ix? Already we have find out the values of Ix over here. The values of Ix is nothing but a V1 minus V2 by 2, that we have already find out that Ix is equals to V1 minus V2 by 2. The same thing, just we have put it where is the values of twice Ix, so twice into values of Ix is nothing but a V1 minus V2 by 2. So we have got the three equation 1, equation 2 and equation 3. So this is the equation for your node 1, this is your equation for this node 2, this is the equation for this node 3. Now 3 equation and 3 unknown, 3 unknown means 3 unknown variable means V1, V2 and V3. 3 equation and 3 unknown, you can easily solve the equation and you can easily find out the values of V1, V2, V3, no problem at all. And you can solve this 3 equation by using normal equation analysis method or by using matrix analysis method, and as per matrix analysis method the structure is given to you and you can solve it. The structure is nothing but as per the just we have arranging the equation in such a way. The first is coefficient of V1, coefficient of V2 and coefficient of V3, and then what is the values of in right side, and that's written in the matrix equation form. Okay, so by this method if you can directly solve this equation, this 3 equation, and you will get the values of V1, V2 and V3, and whether you are getting the values of V1, V2 and V3, then simply you will get the current for any of the branch, no problem at all, you can directly get. Okay, till now whatever circuit we have seen, that is the circuit contains either a voltage source or by the either a current source are there and some resistances are there, that's why we don't have any problem to calculate the circuit. Now if the voltage sources is connected between any two non-reference node, then how we can solve it? Then is the problem. If the voltage source that is directly, if any voltage source that is directly connected within a non-reference node and within a reference node, then simply you can put the, you can consider the reference node voltage as a 0 and you can put the directly the voltage source which is connected within that reference and non-reference node, and you can put the voltage sources value within that non-reference node if the voltage source is connected within reference and non-reference node. But if the voltage source is connected within two non-reference node, then how you can solve it? There is a problem. How you can solve it? Now let's see what are the tricks to solve these types of circuit. Okay, so here is a circuit. The circuit contains two different voltage sources and several resistances are also there. Now there is a problem. The problem is that whenever this voltage sources is connected over here, so if you consider a current from that V2 to V3, that current if you consider the any current in any direction, then suppose you have considered a current Ix amount of current is over here, suppose if you consider, then how will you find out this Ix amount of current? So you can write V2 minus V3 divided by resistance of this path. But what is the resistance of this path? What is the resistance? No resistance is connected over here. So here is the problem. So here is one another tricks. So just be connected with us. I am going to solve this thing. Okay, so let's see how we can solve it. So just like the previous thing, first you have to check that how many numbers of nodes are there. So just like the previous cases, we can consider the number of nodes. We can consider here is one nodes, here is one another nodes, here is one another nodes, here is one another node. So total 4 different nodes are there. Among these 4 different nodes, you can consider any of the nodes as a ground potential. So we have considered this node as a ground potential. So what are the remaining nodes? The remaining nodes is this one and this one. So put the unknown voltage for this non-reference node. So put the unknown voltage, that is V1, the second unknown voltage node voltage V2, and third unknown node voltage, that is V3 is over here. No problem at all. So now you have to put the KCL. You have to put the current, direction of current and the amount of current for each and every places. So for this V1 node, so as this voltage source is connected within one reference node and one non-reference node, so no issues, we have no issues. So we can directly write it. We can directly calculate this voltage. If we consider 0 voltage is over here, so we can easily write that this 10 volt and positive side is connected over here, so we can write V1 is equals to 10, as this 10 voltage source is connected within this reference node and within one non-reference node. We have considered this one as a reference node. You can consider this one as a reference node or this one as a reference node also, no problem at all. So as we have considered this one as a reference node, so you can consider as this one having 0 potential and directly a voltage source is connected over here, so V1 is 10, that we can consider, no problem at all. So this voltage is 10, that we can write. So the another point, another node voltage, that is V2 and that is V3. So the branch connected with this V2 point, this is this one branch, this is another branch, and this is another branch is connected. So how you can put it? So there you can't consider a current over here. You can't consider, because if you consider a current from V2 to V3, then you can't find out that current, because this V2 to V3 there is some current we can consider, but no more resistances are there. If there are some resistance, then no issues are there. We can directly solve the current by using, that is V2 minus of this plus 5, as we are going to these sources, and minus of V3 divided by the resistance of this path. But if there are the resistances, but now there is no more resistance, so then we have to go for the super node analysis. Super node means it's nothing but this two different nodes are considered as a single nodes. How is this? Because if two non-referent, we will consider this concept of the super node if and only if the voltage sources is connected within the two non-reference node. Just remember this thing. If one voltage, so only the voltage source, if only the voltage source is connected among with this within the two non-reference node, then you can apply this super node method. So there is no more resistance, so we are considering the super node method. It means we are considering these two node all together. It means we are considering these two node as a one node. So if we consider these two nodes as a one node, just consider this node, these two nodes, the incoming current is I1, outgoing current is I2, and these two nodes has a outgoing current of I3 and has a incoming current of I4 that is originated from V1 to V3 point. So how will be the equation? So we can write the equation. So for this super node, we have formed this super node. Here is written that a super node is formed by enclosing a voltage source connected between two non-reference node and any elements connected in parallel with it. Then only we can consider the concept of this super node. And the required two equation for regulating the two non-reference node voltage are obtained by the KCL of the super node and the relation of the node voltage due to the voltage source. It means whenever we are considering the concept of the super node, for these super nodes we are considering this super node as a single node, and where you can apply the KCL, as well as among these two nodes within that super node there is the voltage equation that you have to write. So then the problem is solved. So let's see how we can solve it. Okay, Already, as we have seen, whenever we are considering the concept of the supernode, it means any two non-reference node is directly connected within a voltage source directly, and if any elements is connected in parallel with that voltage source, then the altogether we can consider as a supernode. So here is a simple circuit. First of all, we have taken a simple circuit, then we will go for the complex one. So for this simple circuit, where this voltage source that is connected within these two nodes, and altogether this circuit having three different nodes. One node is over here, another node is over here, and another node is over here. If we consider this one as a reference node, so this node, if we consider this node 1 and this node 2, this node 1 having voltage V1 and node 2 having the voltage of V2, these two nodes are directly connected by this voltage source and with a parallel resistance 10 ohm. So normally, by using normal nodal analysis method, you can't solve it, so you have to go for super node analysis. So we are considering this node V1, this node having voltage V1 and this node having voltage V2. We are considering this total as a single node. Whenever we are considering this total as a single node, so now consider whatever the current which are going into these nodes or whichever current is coming out for this node. Now imagine this total portion is as a single node, that is circled by this red color. This is a single node. So from this single node, this 2 ampere current is going into the node. This I1 amount of current coming out from this node. This I2 amount of current we have considered coming out from this node. This 7 ampere current which is coming out from this node. So as we have considered a super node within these places, so from this super node we have to apply the KCL. As per KCL, the summation of all incoming current is equals to the summation of all outgoing currents for a particular node. So from these super nodes, the 2 ampere current is incoming, I1 current is outgoing, I2 current outgoing, 7 ampere current is outgoing. So we can write 2 ampere current is equals to, if we take it is equals to in right hand side of the equation, so we can write 2 is equals to I1 plus I2 plus 7, right? So if we take all the quantity in the left hand side, so it will be incoming current as a 2 and outgoing current as a right side to left side, that is minus 7, I1 right side to left side, that is minus 1, I2 that is right side to left side, that is minus I2. So normal equation that we can write 2 is equals to 7, 2 that is incoming current is equals to I1 plus I2 plus 7. So this I1, I2 and 7, these three quantity was in right side of the equation and this 2 ampere was in left side of the equation. So if we consider all the quantity in one side, so there will be the negative sign, and this is the KCL equation. This is the KCL equation. So among this KCL equation, 2 ampere is over there, 7 is over there, this is also the values of current, this is also the values of this current source, and I1 current, that is from this super node to ground, and within this super node, this I1 current that is actually originated from the voltage of V1 to 0. So we can write in place of this I1, that is V1 minus 0 by 2. So in place of this I1 we can write V1 minus 0 by the resistance of this path, that is 2. Similarly, in place of I2, that I2 current that is actually originated from this V2 voltage point, it's going to the 0 voltage point. So similarly, in place of this I2 we can write V2 minus 0 divided by resistance of this path means 4. So I2 means V2 minus 0 by 4. So that's written over here. So we are getting this one from the KCL equation, and within the super node, within that super node, this V1 to V2, V1 and V2, these two voltage point, they are connected by this voltage source directly. So if we go from this voltage point V1 to V2, so if we subtract these two voltage, if we go for the relation among these two node point, so V1 and V2, so if we go from V1 to V2, it means V1 minus V2 is equals to the voltage source that is connected, that is minus 2. It means the 2 voltage minus side is connected within that side. It means we are going from this V1 to V2. So if we write the equation, that is V1 minus V2 voltage, that will be your is equals to minus of 2. If you go from this right side to left side, it means if you write V2 minus V1 equation, then it will be is equals to your plus 2, because from V2 to V1, first the positive side is connected with this V2. So if you write from V2 minus V1, then is equals to your plus 2 voltage, and if you write V1 minus V2, that will be your minus of 2. So you are getting this is your one equation from the KCL point, and this is one equation within the super node voltage. So two equations are there, and there are the two different two unknown, that is V1 and V2. So simply two equation having two unknown variable, so you can easily solve the equation and you can easily get the values of V1 and V2. And as you have the values of V1 and V2, you can find out any current. Suppose they are asking you to find out the current through this 10 ohm resistance. So what will you write? So 10 ohm, the question is, what is the current of this 10 ohm resistance through this 10 ohm resistance from left to right side? So what is the current? If we consider the current from left to right side, so this current we can write this left to right side current that is originated from V1 and going to V2 point. So we can write this current is equals to V1 minus V2 divided by this 10. So if you have these values of V1 and V2, you can find out any current at any position of that circuit. Okay. Now let's go for another example, which is a little bit complicated. Okay. So now I am going to the next. So here is a circuit. That circuit is given two different voltage source, one current sources are also there, and for this circuit, for this particular circuit, one independent voltage source, one independent current sources are there, and one dependent voltage source. And as it's a dependent voltage source, so what is the dependency of this voltage source? Dependent means this voltage source, values of this voltage source, that is dependent upon the values of Vx. Vx means the values of over here, it means the voltage across this 3 ohm resistance. So this voltage source, it is a voltage dependent voltage source. It means the value of this voltage source depends upon the value of the voltage across this 3 ohm resistance. That's why it is called the voltage dependent voltage source. Now our question is, you have to find out the voltage for each and every points, or you have to find out any current through any branch by using this nodal analysis concept. Simply, first of all, how many nodes are there? The logics are the same, whatever logics we have seen till now. So how many nodes are there? So we can easily find out that this is one nodes are over here, one nodes, several points are connected over here, this is one nodes. This is we can consider one another nodes. This is we can consider one another nodes. From here we can consider one another nodes. From here we can consider one another nodes. So total we can find out that 5 different nodes are there. So among these 5 nodes, first we are considering that one node as a reference. So we are considering this node as a reference node. So except this reference node, all this node 1, node 2, node 3 and node 4, they are the non-reference node. Now a voltage source of 20 volt which is directly connected with this two non-reference node. No more resistances are over here. No more resistances are over here. These two nodes are directly, these two non-reference nodes are directly connected by this voltage source. Similarly, these two nodes are directly connected by the voltage dependent voltage source. So obviously we have to consider the concept of super node. So how we can consider this thing? So we are considering these two nodes all together as a super node 1, and these two nodes, this node number 3 and node number 4, all together as a super node. So two different super nodes are over here. Okay. So now for this super node, if we consider this super node, the super node contains with the point V1 and V2. So this super node having the current or having the branches of this branch, having the branches this branch, having branches this one, and having branches this one. So this super node contains 4 different branches, and 4 different branches we have put at the current direction I1, I2, I3 and 10 ampere, that is already given. So from this super node, I1 current is going out, I2 current is going out, I3 current is coming to that super node, 10 ampere current which is going into the super node. So for this super node, I3 and 10 ampere current, they are going into the nodes, and I1 and I2 current, they are going out from the nodes. So simply we can write I3 plus 10 ampere current, those are into the nodes, for into the super nodes. So I3 plus 10 ampere is equals to I1 plus I2. So first write down the equation. I3 plus 10 is equals to I1 plus I2. So now in place of I3 current originated from V3 going to V2 and resistance is 6 ohm. So in place of I3 we can write V3 minus V2 divided by 6. And this 10 ampere current, this branch, direct current sources are there obviously, so this branch current will be 10 ampere obviously, and we have considered this current in the upward direction, so here will be 10 ampere. Now in place of I1 current, we have seen I3 plus 10 is equals to I1 plus I2. So we have written in place of I3 V3 minus V2 by 6. 10, it's a directly current source, and in place of I1 current that is originated from V1 going to V4. So we can write in place of I1 that is V1 minus V4 divided by 3, that is written over here. Similarly, plus I2 current originated from V1 going to 0 voltage point. So in place of I2 we can write V1 minus 0 divided by 2, that's written over here. And after solving this we are getting this, we have to solve this. Now these are the KCL equation for this super node. Now among this super node, the node voltage V1 and V2, they are connected by the voltage source 20 volt, it's written over here. So if we write V1 minus V2 by this circuit, V1 minus V2 within that super node, V1 minus V2 is equals to plus 20. So that's written over here, V1 minus V2 is equals to plus 20. So this path is complete. So now we have to go for the solution for this super node portion. Okay, so for this super node portion, simply we can find out this super node contains with the node voltage V3 and with the node voltage of V4. So all these nodes together having the currents I1 is incoming, I4 is outgoing from the node, I5 outgoing from the node, and I3 also outgoing. So we can say I1 is only incoming, so I1 is equals to I4 plus I5 plus I3, right? So what we can write in place of I1 originated from V1 to V4, so we can write I1 is equals to V1 minus V4 divided by 3. So that is written in place of I1 is equals to that is equals to I3, that is also outgoing current. So I1 is equals to I3 plus I4 plus I5. So we have written in place of I1. So now I3 current originated from V3 going to V2. So in place of I3 we can write V3 minus V2 divided by 6, that's written over here. Now I4 current originated from this V4 going to 0 voltage point and resistance is 1 ohm. So we can write I4 current is equals to V4 minus 0 divided by 1. So V4 minus 0 by 1, V4 minus 0 means V4 simply, no more problem. Similarly I5 current, I5 is V3 minus 0 divided by 4. So V3 minus 0 means V3 divided by 4, that is your I5 current. Now within the super node you can go from V3 to V4 or V4 to V3, so that depends on you. So if we go from V3 to V4, so if we look at the actual circuit, if we look for the actual circuit, then V3 minus V4, that is equals to plus of 3Vx. So V3 minus V4 is equals to plus of 3Vx. If you consider V4 minus V3, then you have to consider V4 minus V3 is equals to minus of 3Vx. Okay, so either you can consider V3 minus V4 is equals to plus 3Vx, or you can consider V4 minus V3 is equals to minus of 3Vx. Okay. So now over here, so for this point V3 minus V4, whatever we can write V3 minus V4 is equals to 3 of Vx. So if 3 of Vx, 3Vx, that was the values of this voltage source. Now values of this Vx that you have to put over here, and we know values of this Vx is the voltage voltage of this across this resistance. Voltage of this across this resistance, this side is positive, this side is negative, so voltage of the resistance means positive to negative side, that is V1 minus V4. So in place of this Vx we can write V1 minus V4. So we have these two equation, and previously we have these two equation. So we have two super nodes, and consequently we are getting two different equation for each and every super nodes, and total we are getting, for the first super node we are getting two equation, and for the second super node we are getting two different equations. So total we have four equations, and we have four variables, that is V1, V2, V3 and V4. So by solving these four equation you can easily solve the values of V1, V2, V3 and V4. Okay, thank you.